So, what are we going to do? Lord Wolfson, a Conservative peer, told the BBC, who almost certainly let him avoid responsibility for helping to cause this catastrophe, given their querulousness and cowardice whenever the word Brexit is being screamed at the radio or the television by everybody intelligent in the country. The BBC continue to pander to the people who either pretend not to understand anything or who genuinely don't understand anything. And do remember, please, that everybody knew exactly what they were voting for. It's very condescending to suggest otherwise. So when Lord Wolfson encouraged people to vote for Brexit, that everybody knew, including him, that it would actually cause the problem that he's now complaining about and describing as a crippling effect, having a crippling effect on economic growth. Everybody voted to cripple economic growth. It's very patronising and condescending to suggest otherwise. Sarcasm emoji. He said, it's quite breathtaking, actually. We've got people queuing up to come to this country to pick crops that are rotting in fields, to work in warehouses that otherwise wouldn't be operable, and we're not letting them in. Bit snobbish, that, because we're also short of doctors, nurses, vets, you name it. Very, very much more qualified sectors as well. We have to take a different approach to economically productive migration. Yeah, we did, mate. It was called freedom of movement of people throughout the largest single market on the planet. That was the approach we had. That was the approach you rejected. He said that the government needed to decide whether the UK was an open, free trading nation. We've literally imposed trading restrictions on ourselves as a consequence of the Brexit you supported, Lord Wolfson. Or whether post-Brexit, Britain wanted to be Fortress Britain, pulling up the drawbridge to foreign workers at significant cost to the economy. Did you attend any pro-Brexit meetings? Lord, did you hear a single syllable uttered by the people you were marching alongside when you were offering up loud public support for this ridiculous idea? Of course they wanted to be Fortress Britain. They didn't realise what it would mean, but they literally boasted about it. Have you heard of Nigel Farage? Honestly, these people. I think in respect of immigration, it's definitely not the Brexit that I wanted, he says. Just pause a minute now. I'm going to have a sip of tea, all right? Just make sure my voice doesn't creak or crack when I read you the final sentence of this contribution to public discourse, right? Just having a little drink of tea. Don't panic. Don't let the emergency tape kick in. All right, you ready? I think in respect of immigration, it's definitely not the Brexit that I wanted, or indeed many of the people who voted Brexit wanted, said Lord Wolfson, one of the only prominent business people you could find to offer up support for Brexit when people like Michael Gove were dancing around the place claiming that we'd had enough of experts, and Nigel Farage was whipping up vile racist hatred of anybody who couldn't trace their family back to the Doomsday Book. So there it is. Everybody knew exactly what they were voting for, except a Conservative peer who was a prominent business backer of Brexit. He had no idea what he was voting for because what he got is not what he wanted. How do you even? How do you even? I've started leaving off the end of my sentences. I'm finding it quite an effective rhetorical flourish. How do you even? I don't know. So what's the question? I'll tell you what the question is. Tell me the truth, all right? Tell me the truth about employment, about staff shortages. Tell me the truth about what's going on. Wherever you are, whatever you do. Tell me the truth about the shortage of vets. Whether you work in an abattoir, whether you're a pig farmer, or whether you're a vet desperately trying to find some colleagues to help take up the burden of work that you've got. Tell me the truth about haulage. Tell me the truth about hospitality. Tell me the truth about agriculture. Tell me the truth about retail. If we had focused on the truth, there would never have been a Brexit. Some of us tried, a bit late, I've got to be honest with you. In my case, I was trying to juggle the impartiality requirements of the BBC, which I think I allowed by a process of insidious osmosis to infect some of my work on LBC at the time. But goodness knows now, absolutely absurd to still be clinging to the carcass of this. The human... what would you call him even? I don't know what you'd call him. The sort of penny farthing made flesh. Jacob Rees-Mogg has an article in the Daily Telegraph today about why it's really important that we get rid of lots of EU laws. They're still wanging on about it. They're still bleating about, we've got to do this. And this is a man who, when pressed as Minister for Brexit Opportunities, when pressed by the inimitable Rachel Venables on what we might actually do, he talked about signage in the Dartford Tunnel that even the most cursory understanding of the issues would have told him had absolutely nothing to do with European Union membership. The man charged by Boris Johnson with identifying Brexit opportunities ended up talking twaddle about signage in the Dartford Tunnel, and still they bleat and whine. So here's the reality. What's it like in your sector, trying to find people to do jobs that you need to be done? Because without people working, there won't be any economic growth. Hit the numbers now, you will get through. And thank you to Jim in Oxford for reminding us of the Leopards Eating People's Faces party, which Lord Wolfson appears to be a fully paid up member of. I didn't think leopards would eat my face, says the man who voted for the Leopards Eating People's Faces party. I didn't think Brexit would be like this, said the man who was a prominent supporter of Brexit and now can't find the staff to work in the shops that he needs in order to provide the sort of profits that would drive the sort of economic growth that this country is now crying out for. 18 minutes after 11 is the time. The number you need is 0345 6060 973. Brexit-backing Next boss says the UK needs more overseas workers. Do you agree?